Now, I honestly believe that the income tax thing was a smoke and mirrors operation. I really do.
We've all been lied to our whole lives. Can't you bloody tell? Across the ocean.
Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. So, 17th of November, not long to go now before the budget. A budget that is, for most people, probably the single most worrying thing on their minds. For the markets, complete confusion and chaos. The reason the markets have dropped, the gilts have gone up, is because they show that they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. Now, I honestly believe that the income tax thing was a smoke and mirrors operation. I really do. Because they allowed it to be leaked. They virulently denied it was going to happen and then come out and said, we're not doing it. We've listened. Remember, I've said this before in a few of the other videos where we've touched on the budget. I've said you will hear the line, we have listened. Because it's designed to give the impression that they care when they don't. No one really knows what's going to come in the budget. There is a lot of speculation. But the thing is, quite a lot of the information that's coming out is being leaked from within inside the Labour Party. Now, I and many other sort of right-wing commentators have said that the writing's on the wall for Labour, it's over. And they also get when people go, yeah, but you've been saying that for a long time. It's because it's taking its time. You have a lot of cowardly people who are in the Labour Party. A lot of the people who are in the Labour Party are fresh. They're new. They don't know how the game works. They're earning a lot of money now and things are looking rosy. But after about a year, they've begun to figure out that things aren't right. As I've touched on before in other videos, a lot of people in the Labour Party have expected some of the stuff that's gone Starmer's way to stick and get rid of him. Unfortunately, because Starmer is a narcissistic lunatic, a dictator, drunk on power, the only way he's going to go is if you drag him out kicking and screaming. And that realisation has come. I mean, we have had our first MP, Labour MP, directly shouting, Starmer must go. So the change is coming. As I keep saying, and many others say, that this budget is going to be the big thing. Now, some people are saying that in the new year, Starmer will go to the King and request. And some people think he can demand. He can't demand anything. He can request a general election. But the King does have the right to say no. And the argument some people put is, well, he'll just go, we'll have a vote on the monarchy. Well, okay, that's fine. You can have a vote on the monarchy. But if you look at the statistical polling rates, Keir Starmer is, I think, he's minus 17. He's the lowest ever polling prime minister ever. And taking into consideration all the Andrew shit and the fact that the King isn't very popular, popularity-wise, the royal family is at 62%. So there isn't any gain to be made there. So you could go, well, take it to a referendum. Plus, of course, you have to understand how referendums work. They're like, people will only call a referendum when they're almost absolutely certain to win. The biggest difference was Brexit. Now, the Brexit vote was they were convinced they were going to win. Everybody was convinced that people were going to vote Remain. because pretty much like what's happening right now, no one was actually listening to how the people felt about it. But other than that, I mean, they did the one, Cameron did the one for the Scottish independence, and he won. So you're not going to put it to a public vote, a referendum, unless you're absolutely certain you're going to win. And if you go on the popularity, that's not a given. Plus, you've also, before you even go to that stage, got to ask the Houses of Parliament, take it to a vote and win it comfortably. And there are a lot of people who are still fairly loyalist. So that won't get through. So even that is enough for him just to go, no, I'm not doing that. The only way he could be compelled to say yes is the fact that one of the clauses that allow him to dissolve Parliament, etc., and give elections is where the incumbent government are causing harm to the country, which they are. It's undeniable. So what you need now is something that's going to cause monumental upset, and that's going to be the budget. I mean, she's apparently even going to increase tax on milkshakes. That's right, any dairy product which has sugar in it, like a milkshake, doesn't pay as much VAT as everything else. She's going to raise that, apparently. Not because she wants to raise money, because milkshakes are unhealthy. I always love it when politicians, those in power, deem what is healthy and unhealthy for its populace. I'm afraid for them, and for a lot of people who want to go down that route, the genie's out of the bottle. It's a bit like moaning about mobile phone usage and the internet. You allowed the genie to come out of the bottle. You had the opportunity to stop it then and you didn't, and now it's too late. You can't stop it. I mean, back in the 70s and early 80s, if you just go back on the videos, everybody looked relatively healthy, everybody looked fit and thin. But then you allowed junk food and fast food and convenience food to come in, and that plus the combination of, you know, making women have to go to work because women wanted to work and be paid the same. And then what that did is that removed somebody, and here we go, get ready for the typing on the keyboard, but traditionally removed the person who would be at home to cook the food. So then it became, I haven't got time, I'm too tired, I don't want to cook. Is an inconvenient ready meal laden up with God knows what else. There you go. And that's the start. But again, I digress. But there's so many things you could talk about. But I've only got a short amount of time. I try to keep my videos about 10 minutes. So she is going to have to tax. She wants to make the money from income tax. But that's not going to work, apparently, even though I genuinely don't think that was a given. It was a distraction. You see, a lot of other announcements, which have not been rolled back on, have come out. And they've kind of slipped under the radar because everybody's focused on the income tax. They're going to do it. Now they're not. And everybody's focused on that particular thing and not really paying attention to all the other tax issues it wants to increase that going to make your life a lot harder. You know, like the mansion tax, where she'll change it. I think it's bands F, G, and H. Okay, they are the most expensive, but that doesn't necessarily mean you got the biggest house. If you're in a really good area, postcode-wise, and that will be, you won't have to pay stamp duty, etc. You have to pay like a levy, a tax that will be deferred until you either move house or die. So when you die, not only have you got to pay 40% inheritance tax, you've got to pay this new one as well, so the government gets more money. Things like that, little things. The fact that, as I've mentioned in a previous video, she went to a award ceremony for the businesses and she got booed and heckled because employers can see what's coming. This new employment law, which is going to make it better for workers, is going to make it so much harder for employers. it's also going to cause young people never to get a job, because one of the things is day one. So from the minute you sign your contract, you get everything that the company benefits wise from day one, including the fact that if you go, I've been working, say, for instance, at a firm for 20 years, and I'm on so much money because of it's a nod to my experience and wealth of knowledge. Under the new employment laws, as soon as a new young kid comes in, he or she gets paid the same that I do from day one. So I've grafted, worked hard, gained all the skills to do my job to the best of my ability. So I'm rewarded by pay. So he's senior workman. You go to him, he knows what you're talking about. So I earn more money because of that. But now, under the new employment laws, a whippersnapper comes in and is entitled to exactly the same benefits and exactly the same amount of money that I am at 17, 18 years old, and I'm soon to be 57. How's that going to make your older workforce feel? It's going to basically, you don't want to, no company will take the risk of employing a young kid. They'll be wanting to employ older people who've got responsibilities like a mortgage and kids and stuff like that. So they have a reason to go to work, whereas a young kid could go in, don't really feel like it. What's the company think? Oh, it's 12 months pay, sick, I'm off sick. And then you've got a gap you can't fill because you can't do anything because he's off sick, and your company suffers. The company's considered. And that's just touching it roughly. That's just one thing. And that's just going to cripple everything. But she is determined to, see, I keep saying that she's not even writing it. That's what makes it even better. It's Torsten Bell. Torsten Bell is the man who's writing the budget, and he's a complete raving lunatic. He's very much paper mile crap and all that sort of stuff. So what she's actually going to do is she's just going to go out and deliver somebody else's budget and take the can for it. I understand and see by the people in my comment section, the people who email me, the people who talk to me on a regular basis, how much of a worry this budget is and how frightened people are. I mean, just before I bring it to a close, another one she's talking about is increasing VAT on food. That's right. So because food, you pay less VAT, up it a bit, even a couple of percent, adds 2% more onto food that's already more expensive because of her choices, which have devalued the pound. And because we, in our infinite wisdom, instead of doing what we used to do and growing all our food here, no. What we're going to do now is we have to import all our food. Nearly all our food is imported. So if the pound goes down, that makes the imports more expensive, which makes our food more expensive. And her solution is to put VAT, a little bit more VAT, to make the food even more expensive, to starve you to death. And that's why people are worried. Any case, I could go on for hours. And maybe we will, but not in all these videos. We'll split it up, I think. Any case, I'm done. If you enjoy what I'm doing, like what I say, or just want to piss off a lefty, you just hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ding the bell and select it all, so YouTube can pretend to not give you a notification. It's happening, YouTube. I'm getting emails and messages all the time. People just not getting told. You can like, you can share, you can comment. If the AI bot in the comment section deletes it and you really need to talk to me, come up on the screen right now is gobstertalks@yahoo.com. It's an email address where you can get in contact with me. Everything stays there confidential unless you wish it for me to be expelled out into the air. Ways to support the channel, but that's only up to you. You don't have to. It's just there if you feel like it. Or the links are down in the description. So is all of my social medias. And that's it. So until the next one.
You said to me that you can't stand the world you're living